What up, Wastelanders? Alright, since I've gone through all of my instructional videos on how I do a lot of my techniques and whatnot, I decided to do a full build start to finish. We're going to be doing this 71 Hemi Cuda. So we're going to get it out of the package, take it all apart, get it stripped, primed, painted, do whatever effects we want to it, throw some weapons and wheels and armor on there, and show you how it looks after we're all done with it. So this is going to be a full service video on this 71 Hemi Cuda. Let's get it apart. Alright, now we have it all in its different parts. Throw away the wheels. I never liked keeping the wheels or using the wheels. I always replace them and I always glue them on there so it doesn't roll around. I do like the flames. May have to do a flame job on this one of my own. Probably going to cut out this little spoiler part right here and stick my own engine in there. But first, let's get it into the stripper. Again, the stripper I like to use is the Citrus Strip gel. Leave it in there for a couple hours at least. Gets all the paint off, clean the goo off, and then it'll be good to go. Alright, so we have it all stripped and primed. Picked out some weapons and wheels and this outstanding engine that I just got from Angel of Combustion on Etsy. Also got some larger scale armor from Amazon. The same lead tape, it's just a wider version of it. So we're going to use that for our armor pieces. Like I said, all the wheels and weapons are coming from Angel of Combustion. I will stick a link to his Etsy shop. Outstanding guy. He does some really good products, really high quality. Definitely need to check him out if you get a chance. Staying with the go-to with the Monument Hobbies, Monument Hobbies acrylic. One of the hardest things I've gotten to the point of doing all these builds is picking the color. Unless I really know what I want to go for, I have so many different paints and so many different colors, and it seems like I've done this one and I've done that one and I don't want to repeat myself. So it can be difficult. So I actually asked my wife what color she thought this build should be, and she said emerald green. Surprisingly enough, actual emerald green is not a paint color that I have. So I showed her some of my different greens and she said, why don't you mix these two? So this is going to be new as well because I have not mixed these paints before. So we'll give it a shot. So let's get all this stuff out of the way. I don't really have a mixing paint pot, so here's my magic mixing paint pot that I'm going to attempt to utilize to get a emerald green. Not sure how much of each one to use, so we will give it a shot and see what we can come up with. Yeah, that's good. I'm liking that. That's emeraldy green. Here, I think that's gonna work well. All right, so let's get this on the clamps, and we'll get this painted up. All right, so there's our first coat. Not looking too bad. Didn't want to get it exactly perfect, so I am going to do a second coat on there just to get out any of the streaks and whatnot and get the spots that I missed, but we'll let that dry for a little bit. While I'm letting that dry, let's go ahead and start getting the wheels and weapons and stuff blacked up. Always like to get them all black first before I dry brush anything else onto them. That way it gives it all the shadows and stuff. Alright. Again, going to be going back to the Monument Hobbies acrylic. Going to be doing coal black this time. You can see that I've used this bit of paint paraphernalia before. Don't need to get a whole lot on that either. All right, let's go and get a second coat of this emerald green onto the build. You can see there's a little bit of streaking and stuff just because I was really just slapping it on there to get the initial color. Now I'll do it a little bit slower. Make sure we're not getting any streaks. And I gotta say that I love the Monument Hobbies paints as it is. Never tried to mix them, but they mix real well, and two of a good thing make an even better thing, I suppose. So yeah, this is a cool color. I am very glad my wife suggested this. So we're gonna get this all done, and then we will let it dry, and we will start getting this bad boy together. Looking good. All right, so here we are. So here we are, all dried up. Not like 100% emerald green, but it is a pretty damn good color. The next thing I want to do is add some shadowing. So we're going to use the Agrax Earthshade, one of my favorite shadowing colors that I like to use. It goes better with metal and aged metal as opposed to like Nuln Oil, which of course everybody always spills anyway. So we're just going to get some Agrax on here. And I use a really kind of different technique to make sure it gets into all of the crevices and everything else. Get everything on there. I don't want it to be all that, you know, like that. So it's just looking like that. So I use what I call the thumb technique. Get in there and then just wipe it with your thumb. And that way it just gets in the cracks and crevices. We're in there if you need to. And it'll also sometimes like wipe a little bit of the paint on there, which is fine because it's Wastelands and that's what we're going for anyway. I'm going to add some more shading and weathering and rust to this, so I'm not too worried about some of the paint running away with me. Get that into all the cracks and crevices. For the windshield, I don't like having the clear windshield, so I'll take a lighter shade of black or red or whatever build I'm going for and paint it on the inside, and it gives like the tinted look. So it's not like completely blacked out, but it looks like one of those people that are driving down the road with the tinting that are obviously a lot darker than legally should be, but it's the Wastelands, so who's gonna report them? What are they gonna do, right? Okay, so I've got all my weapons and armor and the engine all glued in there. Like I said, if you want to see the how I do my armor, please check out my armor video. Weapons, just basically the same thing with priming them. The black and then dry brushing in the silver and getting them on there. Those are looking really good. Scratched it up a little bit with getting stuff on there, but no big deal. We're going to weather it anyway. So yeah, let's get some paint chipping and rust on here. Alright, so I got some chipping done, added some weathering, a little bit of weathering with the Agrax. That'll dry up really, really nice. It gives like a real faded, corroded, weathered kind of effect, especially on the shiny metal. Get rid of all that, the shininess, and adds really good effects. You can see more of the detail and stuff of the engine. So I'm going to let that portion dry. And then we're also going to get the headlights and the taillights done, and then the reflectors on the side. Always like to get those done. It just adds a little bit more to the build. It makes it look cooler. So let's get those done. Now we got a little more of the finer detail stuff done. It just, the little stuff adds just that much more to your build, even if it's not going to look 100%, you know, a little bit over on the doorknobs and stuff, but still adding the reflectors on the side, the headlights, the tail lights, just adds that much more to the build. It's really looking good. Let's get some rust in there. If you want to see how I do my rust, like in detail, please check out my weathering and rusting video, but let's get some of that stuff on there. All right, so we are all rusted up. It's gonna wait for that stuff to dry, touch it up a little bit, and then we will continue on. All right, and there we have it. One fully formed, modified Cuda 71 Hemi. Got it all rusted up, weathered, armored up, weaponized, big old engine on it, and it is ready for the Wastelands. If you enjoyed watching this video, please hit that like button. If you want to be notified of any upcoming videos, please hit that subscribe and you'll get notified as soon as I post more content. Try to do it at least weekly. Until next time, Wastelands NorCal, signing out.